Hey Jackal! In a sea of a bajillion so-called AI tools, this is another one, but at least I think this one has potential and to be useful in day-to-day tasks, especially if you have to make a bunch of presentations, graphics and maybe some infographics. The tool is called Napkin. It's currently in beta, as you can see. And what does that mean? Well, if we go to pricing, you can see that the professional plan costs 0, and that is during the beta. But what you'll be able to get for the free plan, so access to all of the editing tools, create 3 napkins. I think this is just a name for the project, so 3 projects. Limited autographics quota, day mode only, meaning no dark mode, I guess. Choose from our 3 most stunning colors, probably these 3 colors. Community support and virtual high fives, okay. You then have day and night mode because inspiration never sleeps, though I mean this is kind of basic. The night mode should also be in the basic plan. So you have unlimited projects, unlimited visuals, collaboration, access to all 12 vibrant colors, and you get email support. And then you also have the enterprise plan. Now what the price will be for the professional plan, I have absolutely no idea. And what can you do? Well, let me show you. This was just a quick test that I've done. So let me make a new napkin, and you can use your own files, or you can just ask the so-called AI to make something for you. To make this easier, I will simply ask it something. So maybe something like this. What steps are needed to go from an idea to making a feature film? Also include how much each step costs. Now I have some vague idea what is needed to make a movie, but let's see what the AI will say. So I think this is good, but with the AI as it is, I do have one issue, and that is when you make the graphic, you can only make it for the text. As you can see, you cannot do it for the title, though you can have some additional thing is that you can include for the graphics itself. It's only for the text. In this case, because I've asked it to make this in a step-by-step direction, we would have a bunch of graphics, and I bet most of it would not mean anything. So let me make a graphic just for this sentence. Now, if this is something that you wanted, you could have this as a slide, and you have a bunch of different options that you can choose from, and this is different most of the time, I would say. As you can see, it gave me a lot of styles. Now I did see this one previously, and this one kind of, as I saw this one. So the graphics will repeat or just look a little bit different, but they are interesting. And all of the elements that you see, you can make some changes to them. Maybe let's go with this one. And once I clicked it, I can go back, or I can choose a different kind of style. So is it colored in, just outlined, colored in but without outline, black outlines. So you have different kind of styles, but you can also make your own. It does need a pro plan, which I have not tested just yet. So you can define the main colors, I guess. So that would be the palette. Then you pick the font. And you can also add custom fonts, okay. So you can select from the Google fonts or even upload your own. But if you do upload your own, make sure that you actually have the license to use it. And now we'll make some styles. And I have to pick it first. I would say this one is not bad, so you have a lot of options. This one mainly uses most of the colors that I have selected. So as you can see, you have a bunch of different options. Maybe I will go with this one, fine-tune my style, so I'm done, I guess, no? So you can also now change the color of the icons. Then you can change the brightness of it. Change this to be a gradient or monochrome. And you can set this to be AI color. Let's test it out. So I guess this kind of a white. So you can now also change the text. Change this to be maybe italic. So quite a lot of options, I would say. Looks good to me, so I'm done. This was just one thing that you can do with your own styles, but then again, this will be only in the paid version. But if you want something that is brand specific, as you can see, then you will choose your own style. But now it also deleted the previous style that I found. Let's see if it will give me the same butterfly-like visuals. But what about the style? How do I choose my own style now? Can I do that? Add custom color, aspect ratio, change style. Okay, so I have the style up above. Change the style to this one. Maybe. Has this already been applied? So the font is the one that I use. This is also italic, so I guess this has actually applied my style already. It just looked a little bit similar to what it was previously. So now I could make a bunch of graphics, but you don't really want, well, I don't want all of the graphics to be like so. So maybe we would need to somehow combine the costs together and make it a little bit more effective. So you should definitely edit some sections out. So you could have estimated cost for whatever the first thing was. So maybe part 1, because I forgot the name. This would be part 2. This would be pre-production. So you could split the graphics up like this. And also you can totally put this into your own editor and then simply paste the text inside. So let's see what it can come up based on this text. So you can have some graph. Basically you will have to find what then suits your needs. And that actually makes sense. So in this case, I would want something with numbers. This one looks the most interesting, at least to me. And I think this one uses my style that I have defined, whereas these styles are different. So I will just use, which one is it? This one. Now you can always come back, since I forgot the name, and you can change the text. Maybe initial idea, estimated cost. You can then maybe add some units so that people can easily know what the values mean. And you can also change the color if you need to. You can also change the size and the alignment. So basically anything that you could do in a text editor tool. When it comes to the elements, this is an outline for all of them that you can change. You can also change the shape, the style or the pattern, the thickness of it, and the brightness and the color. But you can also double click and change individual items. And now lastly, you can see that I have something on the bottom. So Spark Search, I have not used this one yet. It doesn't really say what it does, so I also do not know. Let me delete that. But you can put in labels, so basically text. As you can see, you have the same options as before, though inside here you also have this option. So you can make it a little bit more interesting. But you want to see what this actually does, so you can type something in, okay. But you can connect the dots to something else, and you can change what the style will be. So maybe an arrow at the end, and at the beginning we can have a circle. You can also change the pattern of the line and the shape, though in this case it's not really visible, the thickness of it, and also the color of it. So with the item selected, you can click on each individual dot. We can then put the text back inside. You don't need to take the text out as long as you click on the item behind the text. Now you also have the sketch option. This will not make an automatic visual representation of what you drew, but it will just take the width and the height of the shape and make a graphic out of it with these presets. If you have a line, that can turn into something like this. You can also make a small circle, and this will give you the option to make a circle or an X. And you also have, at least I think you should, have the options to connect them. Let me make a new one. So sketch, circle, this one. So if I put this option behind it, I will have the dots. Otherwise, I guess we do not have any dots. But you can make or add an element like this behind it to get the lines. Though the difference between the two, the sketch and if you pull a line out of a shape, is that this line, at least at the moment, I don't see that you could be able to change the shape of it. So between this kind of a line or this kind of a line. But once you do change it, you cannot change it back, can you? I don't think so. When it comes to the images, you can upload your own or click and drag them inside, but you probably want to know now what to do with when you have the presentation done, or you just want a quick graphic. Well, you can go to the export section, click on it, and you have three formats: PNG, SVG, and PDF. The PDF is as is. You can only change the background, so is it white or is it blackish. In the SVG, you can disable the background, so do you see the white or the black, or is the background transparent? And the same goes with the PNG, but this time you can also scale up the resolution, which is down here. So this is the biggest one, at least for this graphic. And I think this one should be okay. It fits into the whole monitor, so 1920 by 1080. So you can do something like this. You can download it, but you can just clipboard it, so the same as you would use Ctrl and C to copy it. I will now open this new Office document, which is basically like Microsoft DocX, except it's from the only Office, which is free. And what I want to show you now is when I paste this in, this works as you would expect, but I just want to show you that you actually have transparency. And I have to go to Layout, Page Color, and if I change this, as you can see, the graphic is actually transparent, which is awesome. So if you need to quickly make some graphics, you can totally do so. In this case, because this is now an image, I cannot make any changes to it. So you do need to make all of the changes that you need inside the napkin or the project before you export it. Unless you export this as an SVG, but then you need a program like Illustrator, I would say. But if you export this as a PDF, you should be able to change the PDF if you have a program like that installed that allows you to change the PDF contents. So that is also an option. And when it comes to the settings, I guess you can also specify the language in which you can generate the graphics in. The page breaks, you can also specify this. The page lines, and colors in dark mode, normal or inverted. And to change the actual mode, let's go to the dark mode. It looks like this. And it is pleasant to my eyes, but do tell me how this looks like to you. And the very last thing, since this is a beta, and if you like what you see, you can go down here, scroll a little bit down, and go to the feature request, and input your idea what they should implement. Now that's it for this video. I think the napkin tool is useful. Now will I use this tool? Definitely not in my home environment, but in a work environment that everything is fast-paced and needs to be done like yesterday, then this tool could definitely see its use. That's it for this video. If you found it helpful and would like to see more useful AI content, let me know in the comments down below. I'm Simon, and until next time, Jackal, keep it digital.